Immigration and the economy are the two big issues, and they should be. And this is where Biden is a complete and utter failure. I want to talk about immigration with you. You see that largely black communities in Chicago and New York and elsewhere are fed up with illegal immigration. It's affecting the lives of people. It's affecting them in their homes. It's affecting them in their schools. It's affecting them in their parks and so forth and so on. And yet the Democrats keep doing this. And the city mayors don't blame Biden and the Democrats. They blame Republicans and comprehensive immigration reform. What do you make of this?
Yeah, it's really interesting when you look at the political landscape of this issue. First, the reason Biden's doing this, everyone says, why wouldn't he just secure the border? Come on, it would behoove him. Look at the polling. 41% of Iowa caucus goers said immigration is the most important issue. Well, he can't because of the progressives. Jayapal came out this week and said, look, not going to let you do this, President Biden, because voters across the country, progressives across the country, I'm paraphrasing, but that's in essence what she said. So he's beholden to this progressive base. Meanwhile, the American people suffer. You pointed out New York, Chicago, these are blue jurisdictions where there's a groundswell of people saying, our jobs are being taken. Our safety is being compromised. You have illegal immigrants who can now go through airports without having their picture taken. There was the reporting last year that they can show arrest warrants as proof of identification. This is total and complete insanity. It reminds me of 2016 when President Trump was first on the horizon, made this an issue, and then went on to win the presidency.
What do you make of the fact that you have these radical Marxist Democrats in Congress? One of them holds up the Statue of Liberty and says, I guess the Republicans are opposed to this. We should take it down because that stands for immigration. And so this isn't immigration. No. Immigration is a rational process where people come in, they're vetted to make sure they're not criminals, they're not terrorists, they don't have some communicable disease and so forth and so on. That's immigration. This is a Cloward and Pivens. This is destroy the system, overwhelm the system. This is intentional. We don't know who's coming in, who's got what, where they're going. I don't know where 8, 10, 12 million people are in this country. We see them here and there, but we don't see them generally. Isn't this really an attempt, ultimately, to destroy the country internally?
That's exactly what it is. I mean, how could you say it's anything but that? I mean, to your point, there's a difference between legal immigration and illegal immigration. I remember back when I was on the presidential campaign meeting a voter who was literally so emotional because one of her relatives had just gotten citizenship into the country. It was a years-long process, and the scourge of illegal immigration, to compare that, they're really two entirely different things. But what's interesting is what Democrats will try to do with this. I remember earlier in the week, Quentin Fulks, he's the deputy campaign manager, joined Bret Baier and tried to say the border was secure, the problem was worse under President Trump. What a joke, what a laughable thing. And they're rolling out this talking point. Quentin Fulks did it, then Kamala Harris did it on The View this week. We tried. It was a day one priority. We put forward legislation. It was Republicans who wouldn't work with us. What a joke. What a lie. Republicans passed H.R. 2, which took us back to Trump-era border policies. But make no mistake, deceive on this issue, though I think it will be very difficult when you look on what's happening in blue jurisdictions. It's gotten to blue jurisdictions.
It's amazing, to your point. So they have this talking point. They always have talking points because they're liars, because their policies fail, because their ideology is corrupt and it's anti-American, as you can see on the border. It's amazing they never take credit for the destruction that they create. It's Israel's fault, it's Putin's fault, it's the oil company's fault, it's the pharmaceutical company's fault. On the border, it's the Republican and Trump's fault. Well, let me say this about their point. You don't need any legislation, do you? All you have to do is reverse what you've done and put all of Trump's policies back in place and follow the damn law. Wouldn't that fix it?
Yes, the RNC actually fact-checked them, Mark. So in the first 100 days, Biden took 94 executive actions to roll back the Trump-era policies. And they say, oh, there's nothing we can do. Okay, remain in Mexico. Okay, Title 42. Okay, when Trump threatened tariffs on our southern border, on Mexico, What happened? Troops were sent to our southern border, to Mexico's northern border from Mexico. There is an ample amount you could do. So don't act as if you are this helpless person who this problem is happening to. But Mark, here's where Republicans are so advantaged. The economy is an issue that you feel. You feel it always. I remember a CNN commentator saying to me days before the 2016 election, look, wages are going up. If only the people knew. Well, the economy is something people could feel. Either it's going up or it's not, and people know. Immigration was largely an issue cabin to Texas, to California. That has changed with the brilliance of Greg Abbott and other Republican governors saying, look, we're sharing this problem. You cannot hide this issue. It has now surged to the top of issues alongside the economy. And Democrats, I think they're scrambling with what to do about it.
When we come back, Kayleigh McEnany.